Imagine, if you will, a world without containers. A world where carrying water from a stream is a desperate cupped hands affair, where storing precious grain through a long, harsh winter is simply impossible. This, my friends, was the reality for our earliest ancestors. Then a remarkable discovery was made. Someone, somewhere, perhaps by a riverside, noticed that the wet earth beneath their feet could be shaped. They found that when this mud was left to dry in the sun, or maybe even accidentally dropped into a fire, it became hard as stone. This was not just mud anymore. It was the dawn of pottery, and with it the dawn of civilization as we know it. This simple act of creation honestly changed everything. This single innovation was perhaps one of the most significant leaps forward in human history. With the ability to create vessels, our ancestors could now store and protect their food from pests and moisture. They could cook grains and roots, unlocking vital nutrients that had been inaccessible before. This led to better nutrition, healthier populations, and the ability to settle in one place. The nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyle could now give way to settled agricultural communities. Pottery allowed us to plan for the future, to build reserves, and to create the very first villages and towns. It is a technology that underpins our entire story. The importance of this development cannot be overstated. It was a revolution born not of metal or might, but of humble clay. These early pots were not merely functional objects, they became canvases for human expression. Across the globe, from the sweeping plains of Africa to the dense jungles of South America, people began to decorate their pottery. They etched patterns, painted figures, and created unique styles that told the story of their community, their beliefs, and their world. These fragile yet enduring artifacts are the silent storytellers of our shared past, a direct link to the hands and minds of those who came long before us. When we hold a piece of ancient pottery, we are holding a fragment of a life. This vessel may have been used to carry water for a family, to serve a communal meal, or to hold an offering to the gods. Its shape, its texture, its very existence speaks volumes about the society that created it. The discovery of how to transform soft clay into a durable, useful object was a pivotal moment. It enabled us to conquer thirst, to defeat hunger, and to build the foundations of the complex world we inhabit today. It is a testament to human ingenuity and our profound connection to the natural world. In our modern world, we are surrounded by convenience. We can buy whatever we need, whenever we want it. Yet something can be lost in this process. The deep, personal connection that comes from creating something with our own hands. This essay will guide you through the ancient and rewarding skill of hand-making pottery. You will learn not just a craft, but a piece of living history. The practical knowledge you will gain is one of profound self-sufficiency. It is the ability to take a simple lump of earth and transform it into a useful, beautiful object, a mug, a bowl, a plate that can be used every single day. The value of this skill extends far beyond the object itself. It is a form of meditation, a way to slow down and connect with a process that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. As you work the clay, you will feel its texture, its temperature, and its response to your touch. You are engaging in a dialogue with the material. This process fosters patience, focus, and a unique sense of accomplishment that is difficult to find elsewhere. You will learn to trust your hands and your instincts, developing a quiet confidence in your own ability to create something from nothing. This is a skill that nourishes the spirit as much as it fills the cupboard. Think of the satisfaction of drinking your morning tea from a mug that you yourself have formed. It is a simple pleasure, yet a profound one. This object is imbued with your time, your effort, and your personality. It is entirely unique. In a world of mass production, creating something singular is a powerful act. This knowledge of pottery connects you directly to our ancestors and to the fundamental needs of human life, the need for sustenance, for community, and for beauty. It is a practical skill that can bring a measure of independence and a great deal of joy into your life. By the end of this journey, you will not only understand the steps involved in making a simple piece of pottery, but you will also have a deeper appreciation for the objects that surround us. You will see the world through the eyes of a maker. This practical skill is your inheritance, a thread connecting you to countless generations of potters who have shaped the world, one vessel at a time. You will hold in your hands the ability to create, to provide, and to leave a lasting mark, no matter how small, on the world around you. The journey into pottery is just one path into the vast and fascinating world of historical skills. These are the crafts that built our world, the knowledge that ensured our survival for millennia. Perhaps the feel of clay in your hands sparks a curiosity for other ancient practices. Maybe you're drawn to the rhythmic tap of a hammer on hot metal in blacksmithing, the careful weaving of threads on a loom to create cloth, or the patient carving of wood into a spoon or bowl. These are not just hobbies. They are the echoes of our collective human ingenuity, waiting to be rediscovered by a new generation of makers. I invite you to think about which of these skills speaks to you. What part of our shared past do you feel most compelled to explore? Is it the art of preserving food through fermentation and drying, ensuring sustenance through the lean months? Or perhaps it is the skill of tanning leather, transforming a raw hide into a durable material for clothing and tools. Each of these crafts tells a story about our relationship with the natural world and our ability to adapt and thrive within it. They are a testament to human creativity and resilience, passed down from one pair of hands to the next. Let us create a community of curiosity. Please share in the comments below which historical skills you are most interested in learning. Are you fascinated by flint knapping, the art of shaping stone tools? Or does the idea of natural dyeing, using plants and minerals to create vibrant colours, capture your imagination? By sharing our interests, we can learn from one another and build a greater appreciation for the incredible breadth of human knowledge. Your curiosity is the first step on a remarkable journey of discovery, connecting you to the fundamental arts of living. This exploration is more than just an academic exercise. It is a way to reclaim a part of our heritage that is often overlooked in our fast-paced digital age. Learning an ancient craft is an act of preservation, a way of ensuring that this invaluable knowledge is not lost to time. It helps us understand, on a deeply personal level, the challenges and triumphs of those who came before us. It connects us to the earth, to our history, and to the very essence of what it means to be human. So, let us begin this conversation and see where our shared interests may lead us. Pottery is more than just a craft. It is one of archaeology's most important languages. When archaeologists excavate a site, the pottery fragments, or sherds, they find are like pages from a lost book. These pieces can tell us an astonishing amount about the people who lived there. The style of a pot can help date a settlement, sometimes with remarkable precision. A change in pottery style can indicate the arrival of a new group of people, the development of new trade routes, or a shift in cultural beliefs. Even the smallest fragment holds a clue to a much larger story. The global impact of pottery is immense, woven into the fabric of cultures on every continent. In Japan, the art of kintsugi, mending broken pottery with gold, celebrates imperfection and history. In West Africa, certain pottery traditions have been passed down through generations of women, serving as a vital part of their cultural and economic life. The intricate geometric patterns on the pottery of the Pueblo peoples in North America are a form of visual prayer, a connection to their cosmology. From the Ming vases of China to the amphorae of the Roman Empire that carried wine and olive oil across the seas, pottery has been central to art, trade, and daily ritual. Examining pottery gives us a glimpse into the everyday lives of ancient peoples. The composition of the clay can tell us where it was sourced, revealing how far people travelled or the extent of their trade networks. Residue analysis, a remarkable scientific technique, can identify the last substances held within a pot. This is how we know that our ancestors were brewing beer, making cheese, or cooking specific stews thousands of years ago. A simple cooking pot, therefore, becomes a direct window onto the diet, economy, and social gatherings of a long-vanished world. This archaeological significance reminds us that when we make a pot today, we are participating in an ancient and universal human tradition. The actions of pinching, coiling, and smoothing clay connect us to millions of people across thousands of years who have done the same. They, too, felt the satisfaction of creating a useful object from the earth. Pottery matters because it is a record of our journey. It is a humble yet profound chronicle of our struggles, our innovations, and our enduring need to create both beauty and utility in our lives. It is a story written in clay. You might imagine that starting pottery requires a studio filled with expensive and complicated equipment. The truth is wonderfully simple. For thousands of years, potters have created masterpieces with little more than their hands and a few basic implements. You can begin your journey with just 4 simple tools, many of which you may already have or can easily acquire for very little cost. The first and most important tool is a simple piece of wire, often called a potter's wire or a wire cutter. This is used to slice your clay from a larger block ensuring you have a clean, manageable piece to work with. Your second essential tool is a small sponge. A natural sea sponge is ideal, as it holds a good amount of water and has a fine texture, but any small, dense sponge will do. The sponge is your partner in smoothing the clay. A little water on the sponge, gently wiped over the surface of your pot, will heal small cracks, remove finger marks, and create a beautifully uniform finish. It helps you control the moisture of the clay as you work, preventing it from drying out too quickly while you're shaping it. It is a tool for refinement and for bringing a professional touch to your work. The third tool is a wooden modelling tool, sometimes called a potter's rib or a kidney tool because of its shape. These come in various forms, but a simple, smooth, curved piece of wood is perfect for a beginner. This tool is used to shape and compress the walls of your pot. As you build your vessel, you can use the rib on the inside and outside surfaces to strengthen the structure, thin the walls evenly, and create elegant curves that might be difficult to achieve with your fingertips alone. It acts as an extension of your hand, allowing for greater precision and control over the final form of your piece. Finally, you will need a small needle tool. This is essentially a sharp needle set into a wooden or metal handle. Its purpose is precise. You can use it to score or scratch the surfaces of clay that you wish to join together, which is a crucial step for attaching handles or other additions. It is also perfect for trimming the rim of your pot to create a clean, level edge, and for incising decorative patterns into the surface of the clay. With these 4 simple tools, a wire, a sponge, a wooden rib, and a needle, you have everything you need to begin your journey and create your very first handmade pot. Let us now embark on the creation of a simple mug, using a timeless technique known as pinch potting. This method is ancient, intuitive, and requires no wheel. Begin by taking your lump of clay, about the size of a large apple, and form it into a smooth, compact ball. Place the ball in the palm of one hand. Now gently press the thumb of your other hand into the very centre of the ball, stopping about 1 centimetre from the bottom. You have just created the rudimentary inside of your mug. This first simple motion is the beginning of transformation. Now the slow and patient work of shaping begins. Keeping your thumb on the inside and your fingers on the outside, begin to gently pinch and rotate the ball of clay. With each pinch, you are compressing the clay and thinning the walls. The key is to work slowly and evenly, rotating the pot constantly in your hand. You will feel the walls begin to rise and the vessel start to take shape. Try to keep the thickness of the walls consistent all the way around. This rhythmic pinching is a conversation with the clay. You are guiding it, persuading it to grow into the form you envision. Once your pot has reached the desired height and shape for a mug, it is time to refine it. Place the pot on a flat surface. You can use your damp sponge to gently smooth the inside and outside surfaces, erasing your finger marks and creating a soft, uniform finish. Use your needle tool to carefully trim the rim, making it level and smooth. To create a handle, roll a small piece of clay into a coil, like a small snake. Bend it into a handle shape that feels comfortable to hold. To attach it, you must score and slip. Scratch criss-cross patterns on both the mug and the ends of the handle where they will join. Then paint these areas with a clay and water slurry, or slip, before pressing them firmly together. Your mug is now formed, but it must dry slowly. This is a crucial stage. Leave it in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight or drafts for several days until it is leather-hard, firm to the touch but still cool. You can then refine it further, perhaps carving a design or smoothing it one last time. Finally, it must dry completely until it is bone dry, which may take a week or more. It will feel lighter and will be a paler colour. You have now completed the shaping process. You have used your hands and simple tools to create a functional vessel, just as our ancestors did thousands of years ago. As a beginner, you will encounter different types of materials, and it is important to understand them. The two most common options you will see are traditional stoneware clay and modern polymer clay. Stoneware is a natural clay dug from the earth. It is wonderfully plastic and versatile, but it must be fired in a very hot oven, called a kiln, to become permanent and waterproof. It is the material of history, used for millennia to create durable pottery for everyday use. When fired, it becomes hard as stone, hence its name. It is perfect for making functional items like mugs, bowls and plates that you intend to eat or drink from. Polymer clay, on the other hand, is a modern, man-made material. It is a type of plastic modelling clay that comes in many bright colours. Its great advantage is that it can be hardened or cured in a conventional home oven at a much lower temperature. This makes it very accessible for people who do not have access to a kiln. However, it is not suitable for making items that will come into contact with food or drink. Polymer clay is best used for decorative objects, jewellery, sculptures and models. It is a fun and versatile medium, but it occupies a different world from the ancient tradition of earthen pottery. When you work with stoneware clay and wish to add colour, you will use underglazes and glazes. It is vital to use these safely. Underglazes are essentially coloured clay slips applied to the pottery when it is leather-hard or bone-dry before the first firing. They are used for detailed decorative work, like painting a picture or a pattern. They are not shiny on their own. After the first firing, a glaze is applied. A glaze is a glassy coating that is painted or dipped onto the pot. During the final hotter firing, the glaze melts and fuses to the clay, making the pot waterproof and creating a shiny, durable surface. Safety is paramount when glazing. Always ensure you are using glazes that are designated as food-safe or dinnerware-safe for any item you plan to eat or drink from. This information will be clearly marked on the product's label. These glazes have been formulated to not leach any harmful materials into your food. When working with glazes, it is good practice to work in a well-ventilated area and to wash your hands thoroughly after you have finished. By understanding the differences between clays and using glazes responsibly, you can ensure your creations are both beautiful and safe to use. The final transformative step in creating stoneware pottery is the firing. This is where the magic happens. turning your fragile bone-dry clay into a permanent, rock-hard ceramic object. This process requires a specialized oven called a kiln, which can reach incredibly high temperatures, often over 1,200 degrees Celsius. For most beginners, owning a kiln is not practical or necessary. The most common and accessible way to get your work fired is to find a local pottery studio, art centre, or community college that offers firing services for a small fee. Many studios are happy to support independent makers. When you take your piece to a studio, it will undergo 2 firings. The first is called a bisque firing. This is a lower temperature firing that turns your clay into a porous ceramic state. Your pot will be hard, but will still be able to absorb the glaze. After this first firing, you can take your pot home to apply your chosen glaze. You will then return it to the studio for the second, higher temperature glaze firing. This is the firing that melts the glaze into a glassy coating and fully vitrifies the clay body, making it strong and, if glazed correctly, waterproof. If you are feeling adventurous and do not have access to a studio, there are ancient, low-cost methods of firing pottery, though the results are less predictable. One such method is a pit firing. This involves digging a shallow pit in the ground, placing your bone-dry pots inside and covering them with combustible materials like wood, sawdust and dried cow dung. The fire is lit and allowed to burn down over many hours. This method does not get hot enough to vitrify the clay or melt glazes, so the pottery will remain porous. However, it creates beautiful and unique black, grey and red markings on the surface from the smoke and flames. Finding a place to fire your work is often simpler than it seems. A quick search online for pottery studio near me or kiln firing services will likely reveal several options. Do not be afraid to call a local studio and ask. The pottery community is generally very welcoming and supportive of newcomers. They can offer advice, explain their fee structure, often based on the size or weight of your piece, and guide you through the process. By using a community studio, you not only gain access to expensive equipment, but also become part of a network of fellow makers. Starting a new hobby can sometimes feel financially daunting, but the beauty of hand-building pottery is its remarkable accessibility. You can begin this ancient craft with a very modest investment. The single most important item, the clay itself, is surprisingly affordable. A large 10-kilogram bag of quality stoneware clay can often be purchased for between £15 and £25. This single bag contains enough material to make dozens of small mugs, bowls and other objects. It is a purchase that will provide you with many hours of creative exploration, making it excellent value for money. Your basic toolkit, as we have discussed, can be assembled for very little. A simple wire cutter, a sponge, a wooden modelling tool, and a needle tool can often be purchased as a beginner's set for around £10 to £15. You might even find you can improvise some of these tools from items you already have at home. An old credit card can make a great scraper or rib, a simple kitchen knife can be used for trimming, and a sewing needle held carefully can stand in for a needle tool. The initial outlay for your essential equipment is minimal, removing a significant barrier for many aspiring potters. The cost of colouring and glazing your work is variable, but you can start simply. Small pots of underglazes or glazes can be purchased individually, allowing you to buy only the colours you need. A small 100 milliliter pot of a food-safe glaze might cost between £5 and £10 and will be enough to cover several small mugs. To begin, you could purchase just one or two versatile colours. As you progress, you can gradually build your collection. Many community studios also offer the option to use their selection of glazes for a small additional fee when you pay for your firing. Finally, there is the cost of firing. This is perhaps the most variable expense. A community studio might charge a fee based on the volume or weight of your piece. For a single mug-sized object, you could expect to pay somewhere between £3 and £7 for both the bisquet and glaze firings combined. Some studios offer a shelf rental or membership which provides unlimited firings for a monthly fee, which can be very economical if you plan to make a lot of work. All told, you could create your very first fully fired and glazed mug for a total cost of under £30, including your clay and tools that you can reuse again and again. It is a deeply rewarding craft that need not break the bank.